Welcome back to Indigenous Talk, Season 3, Episode 6, Frankfurter Sandwich.
Ian still has his on.
Yeah, he is still in character.
Oh, whoops. I didn't. There was no cue to take
He's
it
still
off.
online.
He didn't walk out, boys. He didn't walk out.
But anyways, we're joined by our guests.
Ian Allison, host of Native Film Talk.
My name's Elias. I'm the host, creator of Native Media Theory.
And yet again, another episode with me,
Hey,
Jacob.
aho, in a good way. Let's begin. This episode was directed by Black Horse Lowe, written by Bobby Wilson and Sterling Harjo. Episode starts. This was a lot of fun. Cheese, in his own action zombie movie, takes out a zombie nun Easter egg.
Kid you not? I was like, oh man, what happened? Like, how did it all start? You guys went to Sonic's and Bad Tots? Yeah.
This whole sequence is blood quantum vibes.
Oh, yes. And then also find out Cheese is actually using his VR headset. One of the most popular games among all natives, Call of Duty Zombies. Right,
Yeah,
Jacob?
Yep.
For sure. Like, that's the classic.
Goat of all games, man.
Where my Left 4 Dead fans at. So in the game, he's holding a war club, a native war club in his right hand. Thought that was a nice touch.
And then we have Irene concerned. Your relatives are here. And I thought it was interesting that she said relatives and not like
Friends.
Cheese tries to get out of it. She informs them Cheese can't make it. Willie Jack already knows. Quit acting like that. Calls in Bucky. That's worse than I thought. Real quick, I got to give some justice. It's not always like that. Shout out for me and Jacob. We actually stream on Twitch and we don't look like this.
Not all the time. Bad, you gotta include like that sound effect dance revolution. Dance revolution.
I was like, dang, it looks like he's doing the Soldier Boy.
Oh.
Is that too far of a reference?
Also, that's a pretty sick Godzilla poster.
Yeah,
Gosh.
I was going to say that too. It's like his room. Ooh.
Because it's so normal to me, I didn't appreciate it. But they got freaking bed sheets instead
Oh,
of curtains.
yeah,
I love
Oh,
it.
yeah!
Yeah.
Has it been held up by thumbtacks, staples?
Cheese is like, what's going on? Brings him outside. And then we see the three Bs, Brownie, Big, and Bucky.
Go to say, Pat, you should put like a counter on the corners. Uncle moments.
Uncle, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ding, ding. When I saw them, I got pretty excited. I don't think we've seen all three of them hanging out like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a uncle move, Bucky, with the shorts and the
Oh, yeah.
cowboy
Yeah.
boots. He definitely has no socks on.
Yep. And he's killing it with those overalls, man. I want to get myself some overalls. That looks cool. That looks cool.
Time flies when you're fighting zombies. You guys want to try it? Nah, youngin', we fight real zombies. Like, what kind of zombies do you guys fight? Ones you can't see. The guilt in your hearts? Oh.
Felt that when he said that.
Even though this is a great joke, foreshadowing. What's going on with Operation Nephew Rescue? Someone on Reddit said, hey, shout out to Bucky and his hoochie daddy shorts.
I was going to say that too. It's like,
Yeah, those are definitely just a scissor taken to some Wranglers.
Yeah, exactly.
Freaking uncle, though, with Brownie, I have not seen him not wear those same clothes
yeah, I know.
unless he's naked.
I just barely noticed. Big is literally using his patrol car casually.
Yeah.
Uses his patrol car for personal uses.
Continue from here, and then they pull up. Is this same area where Billy Jack and her dad went hunting? I didn't look too much into it.
It seems like the fence.
Yeah,
same
the-
fence
Perhaps.
Could be.
Yeah,
it's like,
It could be, yeah.
Okay. Cheese is like, hey, what's going on here? Oh, yeah. So Cheese doesn't know yet. Field trips. This is a great line. Natural History Museum. Real History Museum. Hey. And you're going to learn to be a man today.
and
Hey.
provide.
They put the helmet on him. They give him a machete. Not only that, the very beginning of the episode, Cheese, he had a machete right here too. So I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
that's a great catch.
Okay. And then here's where my conspiracy comes in. He's all, I brought some Frankfurter sandwiches. He sings Frankfurter sandwiches, but he sings it in the tune of Redbone's Come and Get Your Love.
Redbone.
Frankfurter sandwiches, which makes me think in episode 5 when he sings Frankfurter sandwiches, I still can't find what song that is. I don't know what it was. I even asked my dad. My dad knows so much about music.
Pat, it could have just been made up for the show.
Yeah, exactly, Pat. It's just like you with the eggplants, bro.
Frankfurter sandwiches will pay off someday. Yeah. By episode 10, we don't get a payoff. You're going to be like Cardi B. What was that?
Another thing too is like getting all their stuff. I like when Brownie, he just tosses stuff over. That scene right here with the fishing rod. I look at the fishing rod. The reel came off from the rod. I was like, well, I'm not going to argue with him.
I didn't even see that. They're letting Cheese lead the way. Brownie says, he's going to dull my blade. It's already dull.
Cheese is living every res kid's dream hatched through.
It's like,
Yeah.
We get to our little camping ground. Hey, have you ever put a tent together? Immediately, Brownie. We're Indian. We don't sleep in no tent. Might as well bring your whole house out here.
Glamping.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing I sleep with my eyes closed. Unlike you. It's to keep an eye on you. You look like a dead man.
I'm positive they brought that up because Gary Farmer's film with Johnny Depp, Dead Man, where he plays nobody.
which makes his line in Smoke Signals all the more interesting. Victor's like, who's your favorite Indian? He goes, nobody. And Gary Farmer's like, nobody. And here in this movie, he plays a native guy named Nobody.
That's pretty good.
Bro, oh my gosh.
So we continue from here. They try to build the tent. Don't you have instructions? Yeah, I got some instructions. And then nothing. I really thought he was going to point to his head. Got the instructions right here.
Classic uncle moment right there.
True uncle, too. No kids, as far as we know. No wives.
Yeah.
On a whim, go take their nephew and disappear to the woods. No commitments.
Yeah.
What day is it? Doesn't matter. I'm good. I got nothing to do.
I wouldn't even be surprised if he had to work.
He's working right now. He took the squad car.
We get the next scene where they all go fishing.
Fun fact, this isn't the first time we see Wes Studi fishing. A movie that came out last year called Mending the Line. And it's literally about fly fishing.
Brownie lights one up, and then Big said you wouldn't blaze up in front of the kid.
Damn it.
This stuff will slow your brain down. That's the point.
the point.
Yeah. And then we get the little explanation Bucky's doing the old Muskogee way. Cheese is all, it just rained not too long ago, so there's probably a lot of E. coli. Big. So what the F's E. coli? What are you talking about? Cheese is a little snarky. This is riveting. Brownie's like, nah, that's not what it's about. Throughout the episode, we will get 3 different moments of the 3 uncles giving their own individual advice. We get the first life advice from Brownie. Just be present in the moment. Be thankful for what you have. You hear nature, Brownie farts. Dang. Really makes a facial expression. Oh my gosh. Either that hurt or...
He's pushing too hard.
It took a lot of effort.
Uncle moment.
That reminds me of the face of John Weatherspoon in Friday. Making that face.
Brownie finishes his advice right here. It's about us being out here in nature together. Big is about to get a fish, and then Big loses it. Meanwhile, Bucky is over here cleaning up.
Not even using a hook or a line.
Not even, no.
Picking it up with his bare hands.
I'm sure there's some symbolism there.
I know, I think so too.
Bucky lets things come to him for sure, using traditional mindsets.
They cook their winnings and singing Frankfurter sandwich. Here we get advice number 2 from Uncle number 2. What's going on with you, young blood? I thought this was really neat because we know that Cheese is smart. My friends are older than I am. Feel like they will leave me behind like everyone else. And also, we did see that on episode 1 on the bus. He even admits, he says, guess I'm just consciously pushing them away. He is aware of how he's using video games to be his escape. And also, I thought it was interesting in his video game, he was playing single player, wasn't playing multiplayer, or you didn't see any other people. It was just him.
Him against the world, much like Maximus, for sure.
Yes. And then Bucky starts dropping quantum physics on him. Science, yes. Cheese is like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, Bucky was explaining. He did it like 3 times. What? Like, okay, let me dumb it down to you to your level. Don't break those bonds, okay?
That's a great point. I didn't realize he restated it 3 different times.
We're starting to see the little seedlings of regrets with Maximus.
Here, Uncle number 3, third uncle to give advice. Bigfoot don't care if you believe it or not.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
They're talking about Bigfoot, and then Big gets very serious. I seen them, 4 of them. I seen it. We see our first glimpse of young Big.
What I thought was cool. This is the same kid who played him in the first season, but he obviously grew.
Yeah, he really
yeah.
grew.
Oh, dang.
Yeah,
This is
he
the same
really
kid.
grew.
Big is all, yeah, I was about your age, just out alone in the woods when I saw him. Right here. I was like, oh, shoot. I recognize that issue.
I was going to say that. Do you remember that issue?
My dad has that in his collection. Oh, my. If you look closely, it's Playboy Police.
Oh, Beauty and the Badge.
Oh, my.
Fun fact, this is also what led Big to go into police work.
You saw 4 Bigfoot? Were they hairy? Well, they were kind of back then.
Nasty.
I actually liked it better. It's organic. Oh, my. So mentions he had a teardrop on his cheek, and then Cheese is like, wait, what happened next? They just walked away.
Exactly. Every uncle tells a story like that. Get all intense. Oh man, what's gonna happen? And then they're like, yeah, that's it. What? What? There's more to it. And they're like, oh, that's what happened.
Uncle moment. Ting.
Yep.
So what lesson did you get from that? Don't be a pervert in the woods. Sometimes we need to cry even though we don't know it.
Ooh, foreshadowing.
Something cool about the Bigfoot family. Sterling Harjo was Tall Man in season 1, and he just posted in social that it's him and his wife and I believe
really?
his 2 kids because he put hearts over his 2 kids.
You even see right here in the credits, adult Bigfoot. Hey. Here they're having their meal. Bucky whips out his hot sauce. Just like you're saying, Jacob, I feel like this is another classic uncle moment. Sometimes they even have like their own special hot sauce. This immediately made me think of my dad. This has become his go-to, slap your mama. It's so hot, it'll make you want to...
Make you slap your mama. Your boy.
And then Big just douses the entire thing.
Rookie mistake, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get the nice little cut. Big just trying to fight for his life right now.
Surprise, you're on an episode of Hot Ones.
Big and Brownie making a little fire. They made sure to do it, build it teepee style.
Not cabin.
Yep.
I love it.
And then we get this beautiful shot.
Love how Bucky's just.
Oh, yeah. They're peeing, and then Cheese mentions, you ever sword fight?
But I was hoping Big would say, like, don't cross the streams.
Does anyone want to volunteer? What does this mean? What is a sword fight? Like they're literally fighting with swords?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like medieval times? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Medieval
Okay,
times.
let's move forward. Hey, what's going on now? This. He's like, yeah. You guys don't play charades or guessing games? Cheese brings up something he learned in his boys' home. Talking stick, pass it around. Cheese starts off very lightly, passes the talking stick. So, I'm Brownie. I'm a sex addict. And they're like, wait, what? Bucky. Pronouns are the same as Cheese. Just happy to be here. Oh.
He said that the cheese in the first one, too.
Oh.
First season.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Same as mine.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. Passes over to Big. Does a profound line right here. I guess I've realized I've been bottling up a lot of pain. Lets it all out. Lost a friend. 2 of them. Cookie and her boyfriend at the time, Kyle. Put that all on myself, trying to avoid that guilt.
Right here, when I looked to his eyes, I was like, yep, those are the eyes that we tend to make if we hear like type of scenario going on.
About to get deep.
In filmmaking, it's called crossing the line. So we cross the line behind Big, going behind Brownie. That's crossing the line. And so and once you cross it, the conversation changes. The theme of the conversation changes. So Big is changing the mood of the conversation here, crossing the line.
Brownie mentions, we had a friend that we lost. We just lost him. His name was Maximus. She's right here. This was more effective than I thought. Connecting it to the hot sauce. Big, he put on a little too much hot sauce. For Big, the hot sauce was more effective than he thought. But also, all 3 of them get emotional. Cheese goes into therapist mode. I have you guys, have my grandma, my friends, and I'll try to see them as much as I can. Big says in a different tone of voice, let's go watch that sunset, huh? Kind of just switches the topic. Jacob, I thought that was an uncle moment. Hey, let's go do something fun. Let me make a phone call first. We see our Reservation Dog crew all together. Thank you all for bringing out this bounty, young bloods. Aho, aho, aho.
My
They're
McDonald's drink.
chill.
Oh, we get this beautiful closing shot, but I'm like, real life, I'm sure that's probably super humid, super hot. Made me think of this meme right here. Imagine being here with the love of your life. Did it tick right this tweet? Unrealistic.
Yeah.
And we actually have a mid-credit scene with Big Bigfoot and Little Bigfoot. Cross the streams. That's bad juju.
Oh man, just let it loose, bro.
I have a few talking points, and then we'll go through our individual thoughts and opinions. First thing is credit to avclub.com. They mentioned a beautiful contrast between the ending of episode 6 and episode 5. Episode 5, we had Maximus alone, dark, grim area. What's the final shot of episode 6? Everyone together in a happy mood, green surroundings. They made that connection, and I'm like, ooh, beautiful. So this person says, I predict the trigger for revealing that Bear met Maximus will be the bandana that he picked up at the end of the episode right before he took off to leave.
It's a very specific bandana. It was blue and it had the stars.
Early in the episode, there's nothing around his neck. At the end of the episode, he has the bandana around his neck. The next episode, Dear Lady, around his neck. Yep.
Did Maximus wear it as a kid? I think he was wearing it at school.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
An episode later, we made a connection.
But those are the things I wanted to bring up. And we'll go one by one. Elias.
Hey, the uncle's, the male perspective, brought something to Cheese that he needed. Being outdoors, communicating, also recognizing doesn't need to throw away his support system. But Cheese offered something to them that they didn't grow up with, expressing your emotions, because they never really had a chance to do that. Probably only in isolation, not among other men.
It's a testament to these uncle getaways. Like, that's the most formal, informal manhood training that we get, because there isn't anything really carved out. And what I really liked about symbolism of Cheese wearing glasses, Cheese's growth symbolically overall changed once he got the glasses from the IHS facility, allowed him to see things clearer. They started this episode with him not wearing glasses. He was wearing the virtual reality glasses, the reality that he wanted to see, conquering the world by himself, doing things on his own. Grandma Irene took him out. Put your glasses on and see what's really in front of you, and that's your friends, your uncles, your community, like learning from everybody.
Just hit like a home run for me. Men's mental health right here. Bucky and Brownie is saying like we lost a friend, letting all that pain go away, or just letting it go. Yep, I know that feeling. Took a moment to look at myself. It's like, man, if I was in there, I would say I lost my brother. I think almost 2 years now. Not gonna lie, I kind of cried seeing this whole interaction. I was like, my older brother was still here. Hey, we should take our kids to teach them like this, you know, Uncle Getaway, have fun, teach them great old memories.
Pat, did you know? Did you notice? We kind of did what they did in the show, but virtually.
Yeah, there we go. Here's going back in. But with that, we have 4 episodes left. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody.